Hi guys, welcome again to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm about to make a wig. The purpose of this video is just to show you how to place and sew your closure on a canvas head. So as you can see, I started by pulling the closure and half an inch in front of the zoom cap. So always make sure to pull your closure half an inch in front of the zoom cap. Then I'm just using my pins to pin down the closure so that it will be easier for me to sew down. The pins will just help to give a firm hold so that when I'm sewing the closure, it's not going to move. So now that I've properly put my pins, I'm just pinning up the closure with my clippers so that it's going to give a perfect view for me to see what I'm doing. So right now I'm just using my thread and needle and I'm just sewing from the front. So just watch carefully to see how I sew down the closure on the zoom cap. So I'll just keep sewing all around. I'm sewing the first side. When I'm done sewing, I'm going to sew the second side. Then I will then go to the back and complete the sewing. So watch the video so as to see what I'm doing. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Just go and click on that subscribe button so that whenever I drop a video, you will be the first to get the notification. So guys, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. So now I'm done sewing the first side and now this is the second side I'm sewing. So when I'm done sewing the second side, before I will move to the back. Always make sure to sew from side to side before you sew the back. Because if you go ahead and you sew the back, it might be twisting on the other side. So for a proper sew down of your closure, or be it frontal, always make sure to sew from side to side before you go and you finish the sewing at the back. So you see, now that I'm done sewing from side to side, I'm now coming to the back to conclude the sewing from the back. So while doing this method, your closure is going to lay really flat on the zoom cap. So always make sure to sew from side to side before you come to the back and you complete the sewing. And when sewing at the back, always make sure your pins are properly pinned in front. Make sure to properly pin the lace on the canvas in front, because if you don't pin the closure on the canvas while sewing at the back, the lace is going to shift. Remember, before sewing down this closure, we brought our closure an inch in front before sewing. So if you don't properly pin down the lace in front while sewing at the back, it's going to pull the lace in front. It will no longer give you the inch, and that's not the right way of sewing down the closure. So always make sure while you're sewing your closure, it's properly pinned from side to side, so that while sewing, everything is going to lay flat and nothing will move from the position that you placed before sewing. So now that I'm done sewing my closure on the zoom cap, I'm just taking out the clip to make sure that my closure is laying flat on that zoom cap. If you sew your closure and you check and you notice that it's not laying flat on your zoom cap, you have to cut off everything and redo the sewing. So now I'm about to start sewing the tracks on the zoom cap. And before I start sewing, I'm just going to use my flat iron to pass it on the webs because the web is a little bit thick. So I'm just going to use my flat iron to pass it on the web so that it can give it a little melt before I start sewing on the zoom cap, because I want the wig to lay really flat. That's why I'm using my flat iron to just pass it on the webs. So now I'll just sew from side to side, then I do the flip over method, then I keep sewing until I get right to the very front. Remember, I said this video is mainly for the closure. I'm just making this video to show you how to go about with your closure sewing on the zoom cap. So I'm not going to show you the entire process on how I sew down my bundles. So, but remember, I just did this wig sewing from side to side. Then I do the flip over method. As you can see, I'm doing the flip over method here. Then I'll just keep sewing until I get right till the very end of the wig. So I have two videos I'll be dropping only for this week. The first one, I'll be showing you how I did the customization after I made this wig. I'll be showing you the customization process. And the second video, I'll be showing you how I cut this wig into a short bob wig. Since I'm going for a bob look, so I had to cut the wig into a short beautiful bob. So guys, try to watch the video so you can see the finished look of this hair, because it looks so beautiful. So watch the video and you will learn something new. So if you watch up to this point, I say a very big thank you, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.